Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. We still have more people coming in. I'm excited. Thanks for joining us this evening. We have Laura Ricketts, our favorite shopper ever, who is here with us. And myself, Eileen Weirs. I am the VP of Operations at CXE Inc., our customer service experts, and board member. And we also have Dan Bradley here of CX Orlando, who is going to kind of be our host tonight. He's got a great presentation. And if you joined us on the last call, Dan has promised that he is going to be changing some things up tonight. So it's not going to be the same, basically a repeat of call one. So thank you again to everybody. And Dan, I'm going to kick it over to you.
Thanks, Eileen. Yes, I'm going to take you through the wonderful journey that is ShopperFest. For those who haven't been before, you'll learn a little bit about the event and what it's all about. And for those that have been before or you're already signed up, I have some great news. We're going to go into the agenda tonight and you're going to see what's on deck for ShopperFest 2025. So to begin, if you're unaware at this point, ShopperFest is going to be at sea on the Carnival Conquest from May 16th to May 19th. That's a Friday, and then you will get off the ship on a Monday morning, the 19th, out of Miami. So just a quick overview of ShopperFest, what we're going to be talking about tonight, what ShopperFest is, who attends, why attend, what makes ShopperFest different, and the anticipated ShopperFest 2025 agenda. So to quickly get through some of this. So what is ShopperFest? For those who don't know, it is the annual MSPA Americas Conference for independent contractors and mystery shoppers. It's typically a Friday to Sunday night. That's no exception for this year. As I mentioned, we will board on Friday and get off Monday morning. It is May 16th to the 19th. ShopperFest is full of educational sessions, a lot of networking. You have the ability to take on-site certifications there, but more importantly, there is a lot of fun and a lot of friendship. Laura, your royalty check is in the mail. Who attends?
Who attends? You know, the thing that I love about ShopperFest is that there are such a wide variety of folks, brand new shoppers, veteran shoppers, providers from across our industry, board members. I mean, everybody is there, and it's just such a great mix of people. And you know, there's just opportunity everywhere you go to learn and to share. And you know, I just can't say enough good things about it. So that's my thought.
Yeah, that's pretty much hit it right on the head. So you will get to spend a lot of time with your peers, other mystery shoppers, those that are new to the industry, those that are seasoned veterans. The MSP America's Board of Directors is in attendance. The MSPs, which stands for Mystery Shop Provider, and MSOs, which are Market Services Organizations. Those are retail merchandisers, the samplers that you see at Costco, those kind of things. And then our associate members, like the platforms. So GigSpot is almost always in attendance, or they sponsor. And we sometimes have some featured guest speakers join us as well. Here's the 2023 sponsor board, just to give you an idea of some of the caliber of the companies that are going to be joining us at ShopperFest every year. We also had Mr. McNeely as a guest speaker. He was David Newell, Mr. McNeely on the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood program. He was the speedy delivery guy. So you never know what's in store. We typically, when we're not on the ship, we typically do have a really fun offsite event too, but we will be on a ship this year and there's plenty of fun to be had there. But why attend? So one of the main reasons is you get education from the source. These are, as I mentioned, the company providers that make up the industry, putting on these sessions and certifications for you. You get to network directly with those people, not just the company owners and executives, but oftentimes schedulers and editors. So you may be conversing with these people for a long time over email, and then you finally get to put a face to a name and meet them in person. As I mentioned, you get to network with other independent contractors as well. There is a lot to learn from everybody, from your peers when you go at ShopperFest, and you can learn something from a new person, or you can learn something from a veteran. There's more than one way to do a thing right, and I think that's one of the biggest benefits to the veterans that keep returning, is that there's always something new to learn. And certifications. So it's no secret, MSBA has certifications that you can take to help better yourself in the industry. We offer some of those on site at ShopperFest. They are the same courses that you can take online, but you have the benefit of working with an instructor to ask questions in person, to take that test in person, and there's really no risk to it. If all goes south and you don't do too well on the exam, you still can go back and take the online exam and course up to 3 times, up to 3 retakes for the next year. This is the only time that that certifications are offered in person. And finally, fun and memories. We talk about this every time we talk about ShopperFest, but those that have been there before have really described it as a family reunion. We throw that term around a lot when we talk about ShopperFest, but it's really kind of a homecoming from all of us across the country, sometimes internationally. People who understand the industry, understand what we go through. It's really fun, and you do feel like you're seeing your brothers and sisters and your cousins. So what makes ShopperFest different? It's the only sanctioned conference from the official Mystery Shopping Trade Association, and we're in our 28th year, MSPA. It's the only conference led by company owners and executives. All the other conferences are for-profit. MSPA America is a not-for-profit, and it's registered with the IRS as such. We don't do this to make money. Most of the companies that attend, they're paying to be there. Nobody's making money at conference. This is purely to engage with the contractors in the industry, to promote education and to promote networking. It's not for a single person to get better from. Where has ShopperFest been? Well, we've been in Orlando 3 times. It's a hot spot. Been to Las Vegas, Anaheim, Dallas, Pittsburgh twice, Houston, and Royal Caribbean out of the Orlando port, which is called Port Canaveral. So we have done ShopperFest at sea before. This would be our second ShopperFest at sea.
Hey, Dan, really quick, Marguerite has arrived.
Hi, Marguerite. All right, so Carnival Conquest is the ship that we are going to be on. It's coming out of Miami, Florida, as I mentioned, from the 16th to the 19th, and we are going to Nassau. So you might be wondering, how can we balance a port stop in Nassau with the things that you want to do on a cruise and attending ShopperFest? Well, I will tell you in just a little bit. But first, the Conquest. To get there, you want to fly to either Miami or Fort Lauderdale. They're very close to each other if you're not familiar. Either one can get you to the port. On the ship, there are 14 decks with just about 3,000 max capacity. There are plenty of pools. There's live theater, movies, comedy club, which I've been on several Carnival ships. They don't do comedy, or nobody does comedy like Carnival does. There are typically 2 comedians that come on, and they do a family-friendly show and they do an adult show, and they are really funny. So that's one of my favorite things to do on a Carnival ship. But of course, there's also live music, parks and lounges, casinos, and a kids club. So if you want to bring your children, they do have included daycare for the day. I'm not going to read all the way through this, but this is just some quick description about the Conquest. Dance club, lounges, bars, comedy club, 2 dining rooms, dive-in movies, which is what they do, poolside movies, and delicious food, bars, and entertainment, all to look forward to. Here are some pictures from the ship, or of the ship. We said we were meeting on the Lido deck, so the Lido deck is where the buffet is. You can always remember that. Typically deck 9. I don't know which one it is on here, but deck 9 sounds about right. That's what a balcony cabin looks like. Lots of good food. And this is these are pictures from ShopperFest 2022. That was our first ShopperFest at sea. So you can see it's a much more intimate environment. We are aboard a ship, but we still have the same networking and the same education, and we also have the same fun. So in 2022, we went to Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. This year we're going to Nassau. In the bottom left, you'll see that was our board of directors sitting together for dinner. When we register for a conference and we're all booked under the same group, we all sit together for dinner too. And it's optional. You don't have to sit with us, but it's a kind of a fellowship dinner together after a long day of work and a long day of fun. Here's a quick video of what to expect on a cruise if you've never been on one before. So you can regularly expect to have a lot of music, a lot of dancing. There's bingo on board. If you like bingo, there's plenty to do. It's personally my own plug, my favorite kind of vacation. Your hotel takes you around the world, feeds you, has all your entertainment, and you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. It's really, once you check in and board, you can forget about everything until you get back. It's really amazing. So what's included in your registration? Well, your ShopperFest registration, what's included in the fare? Your ShopperFest registration and materials that you normally get. Your cabin, so you can choose between interior, ocean view, balcony, and a suite, and there's differing price levels with that. I will say though that we have guaranteed better pricing than retail until at least March 1st. So and again, if you do book with MSPA, you are going to be seated together with us at dinner, unless you go to the host stand and decide to change that. You're welcome to do that, but we will be all seated together, and there may be some amenities thrown in, being that we're a big, large group. So a couple benefits for doing that. All your main dining room and buffet meals. All right, so that's breakfast 2, snack 1, lunch 2, snack 2, dinner 1, dinner 2, dessert 2, 3, 4. All your food is included, and we stop in Nassau, Bahamas. So I mentioned meals, all non-premium meals. So there's like a fancy steak restaurant probably that is a little extra, but most of the food is included. There's a burger bar, there's a buffet, there's usually like an Asian station or an Indian station. As I mentioned, dining with everybody is optional, but we would love to see you there. There are premium restaurants, and all your basic drinks are included. So that's basically everything non-alcoholic. Tea, juice, water, not soda. Soda and anything bubbly or alcoholic is usually, you pay for it. You can buy a drink package. Now, here is the itinerary. So, Friday, you want to be on board before 3:30. If not, we'll see you on Monday. And I recommend coming at least an hour early. Personally, I'm on the ship by 11 or 12. You get lunch on that first day if you make it there in time. So don't let that meal that is already included in your fare go to waste. Get on board early, have lunch, relax, explore the ship. Just make sure you're on board before 3:30. From 3:45 and on until about 6 o'clock, there is a sail away party, and it's up on the top decks, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A lot of music, a lot of dancing, and we're sailing away. If you want to get a head start on your ShopperFest experience and work on your certifications, at 4:15 on Friday, we are offering 2 certifications. One is professional report writing, which is one of the core courses, and you do need the core courses in order to take the advanced courses, with one exception. So professional report writing, professional responsibility and ethics, and then the Intro to Mystery Shopping course. So Intro is online only, but it is free with a Plus membership. It's a $35 value, pays for most of your membership up front there. So take the Intro course, and then the 2 core courses, and you take any other course that you want. The exception to that is video. So we're offering video 1 at the same time. You can take video without the core courses. So anyone can take video if you'd like. Marguerite typically leads that, or Marguerite and a group of others. They do a really great job. You don't have to know video to go through that. They will teach you. So if you really want to get your feet wet, that's a great way to do it. After those are done, when the party's done at 6 o'clock, we have our Your Association and You update. It would be Sam Hersey, the board president, will give a quick update on MSBA and how we're doing. And after that is our networking, our typical Friday night networking session. So it's going to be atypical in the fact that we're normally in a giant ballroom, and we have a buffet spread, and we have either a band or live music, and so it's going to be a little bit different on the cruise, but we're still going to have a reception. And then after the reception, we are going to go to dinner. But at that networking event, what typically happens is there are tables all around the room, and you can go and talk to all of the company members that are there. So you can go talk to Bear. You can go talk to CXE. You can talk to Confero, and you can meet those people if you don't already know them. They are there to meet you. They're there to speak with you. They're there to be there for you. Then we go to dinner, and then so we're going to go to dinner every night together. Again, unless you don't want to. But after dinner, which doesn't have a set end time, we just said like 9:15, takes about an hour. You are free to do whatever you want the rest of the night. As I mentioned, there's comedy, there's movies, there's a late show that you can go to. They do, it's not like Broadway, but they do theater. There's a lot to do at night. There's a dance club. So at 9:15 or whenever dinner's finished, you are free to go. On Saturday, we're going to start early at 9 o'clock. So before 9, breakfast on your own. There's a buffet. There's usually another place to get some food on board. So we're going to meet, and we're going to go into our core sessions, the meat of the conference. Those sessions would be straight from the owners inside mystery shopping. One of the benefits I highlighted early on was you get to talk directly with the company executives and schedulers that you're doing work for. So this would be a really beneficial session if you wanted to hear more about kind of their side of the table. Shoppers as super ambassadors behind the scenes. Right like this, to get the best gigs. We'll take a small break and do some more networking. We'll have a video shopping course. This is open to everyone. So typically we have a video track and we have a traditional track. And the traditional track is those that are wanting to get content information on regular mystery shopping. And then there's a whole separate track dedicated to video because it's so specialized. Because of the layout of the ship and the confinement that we're somewhat in, we won't have 2 tracks. We're going to have 1 track that kind of does a little bit of both. So everybody's welcome to attend the video shopping Tell Me Everything session. You're not going to miss out on another session when you attend that. One of the complaints that we sometimes get is that, well, I want to be in this one at that time, and I also want to be on this one at that time. Which one do I go to? So there's only 1 track this time, so you can attend everything. And the ethical use of AI in mystery shopping. You want to know how? Go to the session. We'll tell you there. We'll break for lunch at 12. Your free time on your own, pretty much the rest of the afternoon until 5 o'clock, unless you wanted to do some certifications. So at 5, we have the Professional Responsibility and Ethics course. That's the other course, and then the Quick Service Restaurants course. At 7 o'clock, the next session, every legitimate place to find shops and avoid scams. Really prevalent in our industry, ever more so as time goes on. And then the most popular, most requested, the highest rated session at every ShopperFest. What do you want to know? It's 30 minutes of ask whatever you want. Whatever you want. You have company members, executives, schedulers at the front of the room with a microphone, and we pass the microphone through the crowd, and you can ask anything and get an answer. After that, we'll head to dinner again, and then after dinner, there's movies, theater, dancing, food, dinner 2, dinner 3, dessert 1, dessert 2. I'll be at the buffet. If you don't see me, I'll be up there. Sunday. So this is the day that we get to Nassau. We get there at 8:15 in the morning, and for the entirety of the time we're in Nassau, you're free to do whatever you want. There's plenty to do there. There are excursions. You can go to Atlantis. There's a beach not too far that you can walk to. There's a lot to do. So we don't want to take any of that time away from you. We want you to enjoy the cruise too. So all aboard is at 4:30. So basically from 8:15 to 4:30, you can go out and have a blast. If you wanted to come back a little bit earlier at 4 o'clock, we are doing the last 2 certifications of ShopperFest. The first one being Airports 1, which Eileen is going to lead because her company specializes in airport mystery shops. It's a fascinating and interesting niche mystery shop. So there's a lot to learn. Even if you were just interested in airports in general and wanted to talk to Eileen, she's a great resource for that. They're very specialized. You can learn a lot from her and from that certification. And casinos. Casinos, everyone thinks, well, they're a lot of fun, right? You get to go gamble and get paid to do it. But the short of it is, casino mystery shop is like 7 mystery shops altogether, between parking, check-in, restaurant, retail, hotel, bar. I mean, that's 6, and then gambling, that's 7 right off the top of my head. And sometimes it's even more or repeat. Casinos are very difficult mystery shops to do. So you can get certified in casinos and give you a bit of an edge on understanding and doing those. After the certifications, we are going to our last chunk of sessions for ShopperFest Sunday night, starting at 6 o'clock. My 5 best tips for success. After that, the fast track to becoming a scheduler or editor. One of the questions that MSPA often gets, people in our industry often get, is how do I get to the other side of the table? How do I become a scheduler or an editor? Or what is that like? Because it's not all glamour. It is rewarding work, but there's a lot to learn about it. So this is a perfect way to get your feet wet and understanding what is that like, kind of transitioning. And you can do both, but it's kind of it's a lot different than the mystery shopping side of things. To tell the truth, if you know anything about ShopperFest, we give away lots of prizes. And so we'll be giving out lots of prizes, gift cards typically. Everyone walks away with one typically. And then finally, we will wrap up and reveal our 2026 ShopperFest destination. And then we'll have one final dinner, and then you are free to enjoy the remainder of your cruise. The next morning, we typically get in dock around 6:30 in the morning, and then you can choose to get off the ship as early as you want, or if you want to take your bags off on your own, you can go off pretty much at any time. If you want to check your bags and have them waiting for you on shore, you'll get a number, and when they call your number, it's typically by deck, then you can go off the ship. So just be prepared. If you have an early flight, you may want to get off right away, but if you're not traveling until later in the day, you can have they can wheel your bags out for you and you can pick them up outside.
It
So
might
there's a picture.
wheel us off.
Oh, hey, Marguerite. Sorry, there you are.
Here, sorry, I've been here. I've been listening to you, but I was saying they might need to wheel us off after all those buffets and all the partying. Just get on one of those luggage carts, you know.
I think they pretty much threw you and me off the ship last time.
Yeah, we had to make a
Well,
stop, get you off early.
They let us on, though. That was the good thing.
That was the first mistake.
Yes.
Marguerite, do you want to talk a little bit about video for those that are curious but have never tried it? Anything you can mention about that?
Absolutely. If you have the slightest interest in video, this is the time. This is the one perfect opportunity. You are going to have some of the best video company reps there. You are going to have the opportunity for hands-on training if you decide that you want to stick with us and we don't scare you off on the first day. This is a unique opportunity. I don't know of any other opportunity where you can have basically a full weekend of, video training and ask so many people that are in the business and have, serious video shoppers there that you can ask as well. It's an amazing opportunity. If you have never thought about video, think about it. Come join a session and hear what we have to say and learn a little bit, and maybe you'll stay the weekend. But you can come and go. There's all kinds of great sessions, but the video track will definitely be something you won't get anywhere else. You cannot ever get hands-on training without being right there. And so it is amazing. I promise not to scare you off. It's a lot of fun, and if you have ever thought about it, come in and take a look, ask the questions. We're there to help. It's an awesome experience.
I would also add too that what perks people up sometimes is that because mystery shopping is so specialized and so niche, it's often very lucrative, especially when you do a route of video mystery shopping. So you can learn all about that from the source when you come to, and Marguerite does a fantastic job. There are a couple other companies like Clear and Impact that come as well typically, and they do a lot of great stuff group wise, but if you need an individual resource, Marguerite's always there to talk to.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Can I just add that one of the comments that you made earlier was, the ability to actually meet with the company representatives in whatever capacity. There is nothing like that networking, because when you meet a scheduler or a company owner or whatever, and they put a face with the name, they remember that. And you never know when that memory is going to spark a new opportunity for you as a shopper. And I've had it happen over and over and over again. I've been going to these conferences since before it was ShopperFest, and I think I've never left a conference without a new opportunity. So the networking, and as Marguerite was talking about, you've got the major video players in the room with you. So it's just an incredible opportunity.
Yes, thank you, Laura. I couldn't agree more. There's a lot of personal and professional benefits to going to ShopperFest. I think what we're all saying is you'll get a lot out of it. It's incredible value for your time. So that's, real quick. That's the Port of Nassau. So if you want to plan your excursions ahead of time, think about what you might like to do. I'm sure there's going to be other attendees that want to group up and do stuff together too. Just think about how can I best maximize my break, my free time, my vacation time while I'm at ShopperFest. Why attend part 2? Well, for those that are newer to ShopperFest, you do have to pay for the certifications. You have to pay for them year-round too if you take them online. But we are offering a free certification course this year for all registrants, but it's a $35 value. So video is a little bit more expensive. I always want to throw it out there. You'll get $35 off the video price. But if you wanted to take any of the core courses, you get one free. And then when you take the core courses, you can of course take the advanced courses after that. When you sign up on the website, so when you want to go register, just go to mspa-americas.org. Eileen, if you could put that in the chat for me, just so people can click through after the webinar. You can just, there's a block on the homepage that has a big cruise ship on it. Click that, and then click the big button that says register. Really easy. You have to be a member of MSPA. I don't think you would be on this webinar if you weren't already a member. So you already have that done. And then you go in and you just pick your cabin type, And then you have to provide the information that we give to the cruise line, so your nationality, so on and so forth, and then you can select your free course. Boarding, this is really important information. I'm not going to read everything, but the yellow part in particular. To board, you need specific documents, either a U.S. passport book, a U.S. passport card, or a state-enhanced driver's license. And I am not an expert on exactly what that is. I think it might have the star in the corner or something like that, with the real ID. Make sure that you have the documentation you need. We are going international. I will say that in Canaveral, which I'm more experienced with, they're really lenient on some of these things, but I don't know about Miami. So make sure you have documentation if you need, especially if you get off the ship at Nassau and something goes wrong. You want to make sure that you have your passport in the case of an emergency. So when we compare a typical land ShopperFest, so ShopperFest anywhere in the country that's not on water, after you have your hotel stay, the offsite event, the registration, you'll probably spend somewhere around $720. I mentioned that cruises are a really great deal. Personally, when I take vacations, I've been on over 30 cruises. I love them. Seriously, can't get any better. So for about that same price, even less, inside cabin per person total, $715. If you want to do ocean view, $745. So you're right around that mark. You still get your 3 nights room, but you get unlimited events, the opening night reception, unlimited food and drink, all the regular sessions, and you get a whole day in Nassau. Great value for about the same amount of money. We do have a cancellation policy that's about to expire. So if you can cancel for a full refund, you cancel by February 28th at 11:59 p.m. We owe the cruise deposit for a guarantee on March 1st. So there are no refunds after March 1st. So please make sure that you can book risk-free today. If you need to cancel, make sure that it's done in the next week or so. And then we'll look forward to seeing you on the ship. Here are the other prices here. So actually, I didn't go over the prices specifically. Inside cabin, $715. Ocean view, $745. If you have someone attending who's not going to conference, so if you want to go to conference and you have a spouse that just wants to go enjoy a weekend away from you, they can come too. They're just paying the cabin fare at that rate. So inside cabin, $540, and crew ocean view, $570. And these are all double occupancy, so you can't have a room by yourself. You'll incur a charge for 2 people. So make sure that you have a second person. If you wanted to do balcony with registration, $845. Without, it's $670. And a suite with registration, $1,275. And a suite, $1,100. I've never been on a suite on a cruise, so if you grab one, let me know how it is. I've always been interested, but they're kind of pricey. I will say that there's no official deadline to register. However, the registration deadline is going to fall on when does the ship run out of cabins, and we won't know that until it happens. So if you're on the fence, like I said, you can register today, risk-free, and get in before the March 1st deadline if you need to cancel. But once the ship is sold out, it's sold out, and it's not like we can just try to sneak you in. So unfortunately, we don't have control over that. Oh, last thing to mention, sorry. Your cabin fare and your registration and everything is inclusive of everything. It's inclusive of tax, tip, and port fees. So if you look online sometimes, like I looked online the other day, it was like, oh, the same cruise is $345 for an interior cabin. And well, we're charging $540 for an interior cabin. Well, that's not including the taxes or the port fees or the gratuities, which add up to a couple $100. So right now, on the rates that I checked, we are lower than retail. Finally, a recap. We're making good time today. So ShopperFest is education from the proper source. It's networking with the mystery shop providers. and the market services organizations. It's networking with your peers and other independent contractors. On-site certifications led by an instructor with Q&A and assistance if you need. And finally, it's fun. It's a cruise. ShopperFest is fun anyway when you go to a hotel, but now we're on a floating hotel with everything that I've talked about. It really was a blast the first time we did it, and I'm really excited for this one because we learned a couple of things and now we've done it before. I think this one will be even better than the first. And there you have it. ShopperFest 2025, May 16th. If you want to sign up, the link is in the chat. Just go to the MSPA website. Again, cancellation deadline is February 28th. I'm going to scroll through. I don't know if anybody saw any questions in the chat that we want to address, or if anyone wants to pop any questions in there. We have a couple extra minutes that we can read those.
Dan, I put something in there about roommates. I know that Shanice said that she needs one. I may have somebody for you, Shanice. I'm working on that. Been texting while we've been on this call. And I think Danny, you still need one, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Guys, if you don't know Danny's awesome. He is one of our Bear folks, and I love him to death and can't wait to meet him. And you're going to see a lot of him at ShopperFest because I'm going to get him involved in everything. But if anybody needs roommates, put it in the chat. If you know of somebody that is not on this call that needs a roommate, tell them to get on our Facebook page and post it there. We have made some great matches in the past with roommates. Some people that are like forever friends after meeting at ShopperFest. So don't be afraid of, oh gosh, I don't know that person. They will be your new bestie.
Awesome. Love it. Teresa asked about balance. MSPA will reach out to you this week, if not by early next week, but this week, about confirming where payment plans are, just double checking you are at the right cabin that you want, and that'll be all squared away before the cancellation deadline. Shanice raised her hand, so I want to make sure I give Shanice a minute. Shanice, are you there?
Hey Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
What? Yes, I'm glad to see you guys. Okay. Yes, look, it stays in my office, okay? All right, and I'll message you and ask how the baby's doing. Anyway, that was my question as well, because I think I set it up for 2 people, but I told my husband he's not going.
You got voted off already.
He did, only because I knew the schedule would be a little bit, more involved, and he's just going to be wandering around aimlessly, and we can't have that. So,
Then register him for the conference and bring him, and then teach him to be a mystery shopper. My husband's gone for years, and he loves it.
I need this for myself, Laura. He's trying.
Fair enough.
He tried, but I was like, bro, you can't. I need this for me. But he likes to tag along, but this stuff, no. But I'm okay with, if someone has an upgraded room, I'm okay to upgrade my room for the sake of a roommate. So if you want to throw that out there, but yeah, I wanted to make sure, because I think I was doing the 2-person payments up until now. So I guess you said that'll all get evened out.
We'll confirm everything with you this week.
Perfect. Miss you guys.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see you.
And
Yay.
if I remember correctly, Shanice was a first-time attendee last year, right?
I was.
Awesome. Well,
And now you're family.
Now you're family.
Yes. I am out in these streets, I tell you.
Well, since you brought it up, the baby will be joining us, so you will see her on the ship. I know Marguerite would be
Good to see
super happy with you. So great questions about hotel suggestions. I don't have that prepared for this webinar. It would be a great discussion post maybe on the Facebook group and same thing with roommates. MSBA can't officially get involved in determining roommates and all that, but you're more than welcome to use the Facebook group as a forum to meet up with somebody. And if you're like Laura, who is a veteran route mystery shopper, see about picking up some mystery shops on the way down to Miami. I would be surprised if she normally would be doing that. So see if there's any mystery shops too, and you can make some money on the way. Any other questions before we break? I do want to mention that we will have at least another 2 webinars. We'll be doing a webinar in March and then one final one in April, about a month before we sail. So if you don't have a question now, you're welcome to come back. This webinar is recorded, so you will have access to this in your library and you can view this on demand. Bring your questions next time. Deborah, how do you get your tickets? So you're registered, you're asking specifically how to get your boarding pass. That will all be sent to you by the cruise line after the guarantee. So again, we owe a guarantee on March 1st, and then we submit all the information that we have. If you have a VIFP number, that's a very important fun person, I think that's the loyalty program for Carnival. Make sure you put that in your registration because we'll submit that for you. That way you get progress on your loyalty. If you've never been on a Carnival, you'll start one on this cruise, and you'll start in the red tier and you can go up from there. But you'll hear, once we submit the information to the cruise line, you'll get official information directly from them. And then at that point, we'll just be the resource for conference.
So Dan, it looks like we had somebody that suggested the Embassy Suites at Miami International Airport, free breakfast and $12 a person for the shuttle to the port. So thank you, Teresa, for that suggestion. We also have Vanita Thompson. She's registered for the conference portion only. She wants to know if she can upgrade to add a cabin. How does she do that? She wanted to upgrade her cabin? Yeah, it says here, I thought I was doing it separately with Carnival. So should they reach out to you?
So I will say this, you can email, I'll put an email in the chat here. You can email this help address and someone will be able to help you. We're also going to be reaching out, confirming final cabin selection and everything later this week. So if anybody wanted to change their cabin, Shanice mentioned upgrading, you still have time to do that. We'll get those confirmation details from you and adjust the, if you are downgrading and you're owed a refund, we'll take care of that. If you want to upgrade, we'll take care of the difference there before the February 28th deadline.
Awesome. And Benita says she can also, she's also looking for a roommate. Some people say they're staying in Fort Lauderdale. I've got a Holiday Inn, Miami Beach Oceanfront, somebody's staying. Barbara, she and her daughter are staying at Holiday Inn on Biscayne Bay. They're flying in on May 14th. Ooh, you're flying in a couple days early. That's nice.
Nice. Love the free breakfast hotels that are being suggested. So if you do that, from Friday all the way through breakfast on Monday, you don't have to pay for a single meal. That's really good. If I didn't mention, I know I mentioned that lunch is included on the first day on Friday, but breakfast is also included on Monday before you get off the ship. So make sure you grab some food. Make sure you make the most of your cruise fare. Okay. Without seeing any other questions, well, Deborah, pop one in here. Do they have a parking shuttle to the ship? There are shuttles that leave from the airport. I think one was mentioned. There's a $12 shuttle from Miami Airport or a hotel nearby. There are plenty of ways to get to the port. So whether Uber or shuttle or your hotel shuttle, if you're parking at the port, so the port of Miami is super nice. You can park and literally walk to the ship. The parking lot is right there, so you don't need to shuttle if you park at the port. I'll turn it back to Eileen at this point.
Oh, thanks, Dan. I'm going to ask Laura and Marguerite if there are any final thoughts before we sign off.
If you haven't decided yet, come on, join us. It's an experience you cannot imagine. The closeness, the connection that we have together. As we said with Shanice, last year was her first year, and boy, she was first in line to sign up to come back this year. I see a lot of people in this chat that will be first-time attendees, which is fantastic because we'd love to have those first-time attendees. But it's also great to see those returnees, and Barbara and Karen. So happy to see you here tonight. Glad that you're going to be there. My roomie Therese, I'm so excited. It's a great experience, and getting the opportunity to meet each other and to connect with shoppers, with company owners and schedulers and editors. It's nothing like it. So if you are serious about being in this industry, this is the place to be.
I think I would add, whenever you're new to an event, there's always that feeling, well, I'm not going to fit in. Okay, maybe nobody else has this except me. But I always feel like I'm not going to fit in, like I'm not going to know anybody, like I'm going to feel stupid and all those things. And most of them are probably true. But I will say that at ShopperFest, from the minute you walk in the door, you're going to meet people and you're going to establish long-term relationships. But it takes just a little bit of effort on your part. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to walk up and introduce yourself to somebody that you don't know. I do that all the time, and I walk away with a new friend, and maybe they think, okay, that's a person we need to avoid. But it's really, truly just such a great opportunity. And it takes just a little bit of effort on your part, and I promise you, you will be family from here on out. You check in, but you just don't check out. Oh, maybe that was the wrong reference. Never mind.
That might not.
That's awesome. Thank you.
No, but Laura makes a good point. You will not be a stranger for long. Trust me. In a couple of minutes, you are going to have friends, and you're going to be hanging out and having a good time with people all weekend long.
Awesome. All right. I don't think we have any more questions, Dan. I think we can wrap it up. So thank you, everybody. Dan, anything else? Any final words? I know you've been talking a lot tonight.
You want me to do more? No, just email us with any questions. Feel free to start a chat in the Facebook group about looking for roommates, or maybe butting up on some excursions in Nassau, hotel suggestions. And then we'll see you all in April if you want to join the next webinar.